YouTubers, welcome back. It's Tyler, and today I'm finally going to put nitrous through this motor. I've sprayed it before. I don't think my tune is perfect, but I'll show you a couple of steps that I do just to make sure everything's pretty much working okay. I'm not an expert when it comes to nitrous. I'm gonna be meeting up with somebody later on in another video. I'm gonna take this truck to the track. I'm gonna spray it. He's not gonna call himself an expert, but he's been doing it a lot longer than I have. So when we get there, he can tell me everything that I'm doing wrong. So I'm gonna show you the new setup I'm gonna run later on with the jets and everything else right now. As the truck sits right now, it is all set up as per Holley recommendations. So the jetting for 150 shot, the plugs, all that stuff is per Holley recommendation. I got 110 in there. You know what, I'm just gonna go through all the steps now so you guys watch this. Remember, I'm not an expert, but I like to have fun. I like to spray nitrous. Let's get there. All right, so one of the first things you wanna do is make sure you have your bottle weight correct. It does say bottle weight full. Can't really see it, but it says 24. So what I'm gonna do is put this thing on a scale to see how much nitrous is in it. Go ahead and do this real quick. There we go. I'm gonna put the bottle on there. And as you can see, for 22 pounds, it's only used 2 pounds of nitrous. So this bad boy right here is prime for some spraying. All right, so out here at Mr. Sparkles, the S10, let's go over my nitrous setup real quick. Right here, of course I have the cap off. This is my nitrous enrichment tank. It's a standalone tank. It's on a return system. And I have a Jegs, it's one of those alcohol fuel pumps. They're top of the line ones for that style. And that pump is capable of like 650 horsepower. So I know it should have no problem with this small 150 shot, which I'm running today. So I got race gas in there, and also put a couple more gallons of race gas in the main tank just to be safe. And we'll go on in here. You can see that's where my nitrous bottle currently is set up. And you see how these work? This should be going down because your dip tube is going this way, and then down right here to this angle. So you want this thing to be down at that angle, so that way all the nitrous, it's a liquid, is going to be down here. You're not going to suck any air. And right now I'm heating up my bottle, as you can see. Have the heater on it. We can get it up to temp. And this is my fuel pump for the nitrous. And now we're on this side of the motor. I still have it going. And you can see right here, that is my fuel pressure. I have it right around like, 5 pounds. And what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna flip the switch. I have the fuel solenoid, which is the most important one on your nitrous system. I have that going into a tank, and I'm just gonna hit it to make sure we got good flow and we're not dropping pressure over there on the gauge. Look at that, very little drop. And that's why a return system is ideal for nitrous. Also important to point out, don't leave your bottle heater on too long, or else you'll kill your battery. Now I gotta let this bad boy charge up so I can get her started. There's one thing you want to consider when you're doing your nitrous pulls to check your timing, how the plugs look, the health of your overall tune-up, is you want to use new plugs whenever you make a hit. I'm not going to do all of them just because it's, I'm not in a position that I can wait like 45 minutes to pull plugs. So I'm going to do the ones that are easiest to get to, just to give me an overall feel of what my nitrous tune-up is like. So this is my old plug. Like I said, see this? You don't really want to make any determination of your tune-up based off of this. I'm not just gonna go off my wideband. My wideband I'm gonna use to see if I'm gonna be going to where I'm gonna hurt the motor, but also there's gonna be timing marks. And your timing marks, you want them to be right around here. So if you look down over here, we can see that's how I pull my timing. And I also have a timing gun, which is right there, which I'm gonna verify that I'm pulling the correct timing for my shot. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these into 2 banks, and then we're gonna go out and make a pull. Now as I put these in, let me point out this is one more thing that's good to note. I'm using a non-projected tip, which you can probably get away with a non-projected tip or projected tip when you're not running, you know, higher shots. 150, you know, I probably could get away with not running this kind of plug, but I'm also running a colder plug. I do believe this is 2-step colders in stock. I just run these all the time, and I don't really worry about it. I just tune it to these plugs. You can definitely get a little faster in not using a cold plug, but I just always run it and get it tuned up for this plug. I know that's what I'm going to use when I spray nitrous. And you can see right here how it's not projected out like other plugs. So I'm going to go ahead and put these guys in there. All right, so what I did, I put a new plug in there, and I also put a new plug in right there. This business is open over here. I thought it was gonna be closed, so I gotta be kind of conspicuous, guys. But I'm gonna make sure that my timing is pulled. I'm gonna be safe because I run a lot of timing with this motor since it has a big cam and low compression and pump gas. I run it all the way up to 43 degrees. I know it sounds like a lot, but it went faster at 43 degrees, so I'm gonna give it what it wants, but I'm gonna take out a lot more. I'm probably gonna take out 7 degrees on this 150 shot just to be safe, and then we're gonna check out the timing marks, how the plugs look. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to take out 7 degrees. So when I sprayed it, I had my bottle pressure, looks like it's around, I don't know, 975, something like that on there, which is fine. That's where I want it to be. And I end up going with, I pulled 8 degrees on that one. I pulled 8 degrees, kind of, I was checking it with the timing light. It was right around like, you know, 33, 34. So I pulled one more out just to be safe. And on the wideband, it looked like it was definitely rich. I'm gonna pull the plugs just to make sure when it cools off, but it was right around like 11.0 on the wideband, which according to this, I don't use this as church when it comes to N2o, but according to this, it appeared to be definitely rich. All right, so here's the plug. I know, you know, it doesn't look like it's rich. I look down in there and it has this a tiny bit of white down there at the bottom, and everything else is gray, which means I think the burn is actually pretty darn close. Close enough to my uneducated eyes. What I'm really looking for is that timing mark. If you see right there, there's that timing mark. And according to the timing mark, I can give it a lot more timing, which is excellent, which means it'll pull harder, it'll be more clean throughout the entire power band. So that's one of the things you really got to worry about is that timing on nitrous. Too much timing will start to detonate, and that's definitely a really safe tune-up right there. Now, another thing you want to look at is discoloration around the electrode. If this starts to look like it's bluing or there's speckles all over the porcelain, that means you have detonation and it's getting too hot. But all indications, what I can see by this, it doesn't look too bad. So I'm happy with that tune-up as a fuel. I'm not going to touch it. I am going to give it some more timing, put another plug in there, and we're going to make a second hit. So here's my first candidate with that last pass. Now I'm more confused. I'm not sure. I put 2 degrees in it. I'm not sure if I did too much. Maybe 7's where I need to be. But I'm not sure if that's the timing mark, that's the timing mark, or this is the timing mark. I think it's right here. I mean, that one, if that's the timing mark, that's in the correct spot. I think I probably didn't stay in it long enough. Need to make a longer pull, but that's kind of hard on the street. You're going pretty fast in top gear. And let's go to this guy right here. Get a focus on it. So we got this one right here. I'm not sure if this is the timing mark or if that's the timing mark. It's probably that right there where the bend is. You know, maybe that's slightly too aggressive, maybe not. Like I said before, I'm not scared of this tune-up because nothing got hot, discolored. I know it looks like it's still lean, but according to the wideband, it was dead rich. So maybe I'll have to play with it at the track next. All right, so I made some progress in the nitrous tune-up. I apologize, I did not get that run on camera, but I do have the plugs, and I'll tell you guys exactly my setup and exactly what my problem was with my motor. You can't really go off my motor as church because every motor is so different. Like my motor likes 43 degrees of timing, and everyone calls that crazy, but it does. It likes 43 degrees of timing. Your motor probably won't like 43 degrees of timing. So with that said, I'm gonna tell you my setup and why it worked for me. When I was looking at the plugs, you know, as you saw earlier, I was a little confused. I couldn't really get a good read. It looked like they had no heat in them, so I talked to a couple of my friends who know a lot more about nitrous than I do. And they're saying that my spread on the fuel to nitrous side was way too close, and Holley always runs their spreads way too close as a starting point so people don't burn up their motors, which kind of makes sense. So what I did, I ordered a whole bunch of different jets to fix this problem. And what I did, I put 59s for the fuel side, and I put 67s for the nitrous side. Made a hit, and man, it was way, way cleaner. And I pulled 8 degrees off from my 43 because my motor likes a lot of timing. And here's a picture of the plugs. Now at first glance, when you see these plugs, they may look a little bit too rich, but that's only because I put new plugs in the motor before I drove 15 minutes to the testing spot. So it had a little bit of idle time, a little bit of drive time, and that's the only reason why I think they look a little bit rich. But I did make a hit, shut it down right after the hit, so I can see exactly where that timing mark was, and I'm pretty happy with that timing mark. And you can see right there, that's 8 degrees from 43 degrees timing, so you know this motor likes a lot of timing. If I only pulled 8 degrees out from 43, and it looks like I can put a little more timing in. I'm not gonna touch the timing right now. I'm gonna leave it as is until I go to the track next weekend. Hopefully I can get past tech. I'm not sure. I don't have a roll cage. So I'm gonna go to the track. It's a 1/4 mile track. I'm gonna tell them I'm only gonna run 8, but I can still get a good idea what my 1/4 mile time is gonna be for the mile per hour in the 8 and my time in the 8. So guys, hey, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for making it to the end of this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.